seen Dragonheart?
Dragonheart, is that one of them? Is that one of them few films that actually makes you cry?
Yeah.
I've not seen it. You're gonna end up making me cry here, aren't you?
Yep.
Hello and welcome to episode 3 of the Have You Seen podcast. A podcast built all around those film conversations you have with your mates and people you know where you say, have you seen this? Have you seen that? Each episode I'm going to be sitting down with someone watching a film that one of us hasn't seen yet and the other has recommended that we watch. And we both then get together, talk about it and see what each other liked. It's kind of like when someone tells you that a film that they really like is really sad, and then you watch it and don't shed a tear and wonder what the hell they were on about. So, on that note, at the end of episode 2, Jodie turned around, after I'd made her watch Titanic, she turned around to me and asked if I'd seen Dragonheart, knowing full well that I'd not seen it, and that I knew that it was one of only 2 or 3 films that actually breaks her black little heart every time she watches it. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you know that I will cry at absolutely anything.
Anything and everything.
Yeah. So here we are. We're recording this literally about 10 minutes after I've had tears rolling down my cheeks, sobbing my heart out because a bloody CGI dragon voiced by Sean Connery has just said to the stars, Bowen, to the stars, and disappeared. I mean, this episode's totally spoilerific because we're going to have to spoil the film to talk about it. So if you've not seen Dragonheart, I've just spoiled it for you.
To the stars, Bowen. To the stars.
I really like this. I'll give a quick synopsis. So you've got Dennis Quaid is a dragon slaying knight, and right at the beginning, the king's son gets injured, and they take the king's son to the last dragon. Who is he not the last dragon at that point? But they take him to a dragon who basically gives the king's son half of his heart, which makes them both immortal. The son then grows up and is like, I think was it 12 years later, is now the king, is taken over, and he's a right royal prick, isn't he?
Yeah.
And it's David Thewlis playing the elder version of the king, and he's a proper dickhead. And then you've got effectively the knight, the dragon slayer, goes out and befriends the dragon.
Yeah, but you don't know it's him at first.
Does he not know that it's the one that?
No.
Oh, because he never actually sees him, does he, at the beginning?
No. Clearly, you haven't been listening.
No, I have, but I'm watching it, and then. But then they end up helping each other, don't they? And they're kind of going round.
Yeah, they're going
and pretending that he's.
Well, they strike a deal because Dennis Quaid goes to go and kill him.
Yeah.
So they strike a deal because he's the last. Because that's when you find out he's the last dragon.
Yes, that's right.
And then they strike a deal to go so they can carry on. He can carry on living and he can carry on getting paid for killing dragons.
Yes, so they can basically keep pretending that he's killing the last dragon, because then they manage to fake it, like they'll fire stuff and he'll kind of just like grab hold of it, won't he, the dragon, and fall down and pretend he's dead, and things and all that. But then obviously the king is just becoming more and more of a bastard, and there's an uprising that starts happening. All the peasants and what have you are kind of rising up against the king, which ends up leading to Dennis Quaid and the king kind of butting heads, and wanting to kill him essentially. But it's at that point that he kind of finds out that if he to kill the king, effectively, because the dragon and the king share a heart, he can't kill him because he's immortal, so he has to kill both of them.
The dragon is the source of the king's immortality.
Yeah, which leads obviously to the ending where, as I say, this is spoilerific. They have to. Dennis Quaid effectively, to kill the king, kills the dragon, which is the only thing he can do. To kind of, well, we say that it's the only thing he can do. We've literally just been talking when it finished that way about the fact that he didn't need to kill the dragon at all. Really, he could have just locked up David Thewlis as king and just kept him locked away, and nobody would have ever. Like, the dragon would have lived, and it wouldn't have been an issue, would it?
Well, yeah, they said that, but what if he got out?
Well, yeah, because I suppose if the king's still alive, there's probably going to be still some people who are supporting him and going against him. I really liked it, and it came out in 1996. And I've not seen it, and I'm very surprised I've not seen it, because when it came out, I'll have been, 15 at the time? And I'm very surprised that I've never seen this film, because it's the type of film that I would have... I quite like those kind of, like, the medieval kind of epics, fantasy stories, back then I was watching all that kind of thing. But I don't even think I'd ever really heard of it. I think I knew that there was a film with Sean Connery voicing a dragon, but I never knew that it was this one.
Yeah, I watched it when I was young. Obviously, I was about 6 when it came out, but I watched it like not long after, and I watched bits of it, and then I watched it in full. Once, and my mum would tell you I was eating spaghetti bolognese while we were watching it, and I was crying and choking on spaghetti bolognese
because you were sobbing.
I cried for 3 days.
It is a sad film. It is sad, and it's one of those films though that it sets it up. It sets it up at some point, fairly early doors, where there's an actual conversation between the dragon and Dennis Quaid's character, where he effectively gives you the law of what can happen, and that when dragons die, they become stars.
Yeah, but they have to earn the right.
They have to earn the right. And so as soon as that happened, as soon as it said that, I turned to you and went, well, that's setting that up for end of film. That's where we're gonna have to go. He's gonna have to earn his way in, and that's how he's gonna do it. There's gonna be some kind of sacrifice, and I didn't know whether it would. I think did I come up with 2 options at that point?
I don't know, because you're dead wrong on both of them.
Oh no, I will close. I will, because I think I said that. Yeah, that you'd have to kill.
No, you didn't.
Oh no, I thought that the dragon would have to sacrifice himself, rather than. Old, I nearly said Randy Quaid then. It'd been a different film if Randy Quaid had been in it. But yeah, I thought the cast were quite good in it. I thought, although saying that, when Dennis Quaid were running around, especially the bit where he's been dragged through the trees and through the bushes and all that, it reminded me. I thought it looked like Kiefer Sutherland in some parts. We're really reminiscent of Kiefer Sutherland. I thought David Thewlis as the king was absolutely spot on.
Yeah, good.
Because he's a good actor anyway. Known probably best nowadays for being Lupin in the Potter films.
Yeah.
But he's been in a ton of stuff. A lot of British films. Yeah, so he's nasty in it. Pete Postlethwaite as the kind of...
He's a monk.
Yeah, he's either a monk or he's a priest. They calls him a priest, don't they, when he comes into the thing. But he's also kind of playing the role of, in those kind of stories, there's those kind of roles as the minstrels and the bards who are making up the songs to tell the stories, to tell everybody. Because I know the stories that the Robin Hobb books that I read, there's a minstrel kind of going around from town, and they keep bumping into the same minstrel, but all the tales are getting twisted round every time, and it's fitting into different people's ideas of what should be happening. But yeah, and I thought Dina Meyer were good, although she would just basically like damsel in distress type role, wasn't she?
Well, no, not really. She was like Meredith from Thingy.
She was like a little bit like Meredith, but not as. I suppose she was
She
like.
wasn't no one's love interest.
No, she wasn't a love interest, but she also. I don't think that she were. I don't think she was as pivotal as she could have probably been in the story. I think if they made that film now, I think she would be a bigger role.
She's the reason why he got injured in the first place.
But don't you think nowadays she would have had a bigger role and it had been more about... They'd have probably... Would they have had her as a love interest? Or would they have just basically had her as more of like a warrior type?
Well, yeah, probably. But she's the reason she's there is because she gave him the king the injury... Well, when he was a young boy, she gave him the injury in the first place.
Yeah, she did, didn't she? Because she banged into it. She knocked into him when you were a kid, didn't she? And
got impaled on something.
He got impaled, yeah.
So obviously he knows that it's her, so he feels like he owns her now.
Yeah. Yeah, so I thought it would go. Jason Isaacs pops up in there as well. I'll love seeing Jason Isaacs pop up in stuff because he's just a great actor as well. But there's some. It's a fairly early role for him. But yeah, I and Sean Connery. It's the moment you hear Sean Connery's voice the first time, it's like, yep, that's Sean Connery. You can't mistake his voice.
No.
He's just got one of those voices, hasn't he? Mm-hmm. And I think I said to you halfway through, I said they must have motion captured his face because there's, especially towards the end when he's chained up. And you're seeing his face really close up. You can see kind of Sean Connery's face in it. So did you say that that's what you thought they'd done?
No, that's what I read they'd done.
Oh, right. So they did actually do some motion capture on his face, which is good. And I suppose that's 97. That's probably when that technology were probably starting to come through quite. Because the CGI is actually really good. Because I expected it to be a bit... I expected it to look a little bit more like Pete's Dragon than anything else, but...
What, the remake or the...
Well, either. I thought it would be a bit more cartoony, the dragon, but I think that it actually looked pretty realistic to say it were... It looked fully CGI. I don't think they had any animatronics at any point, did they?
No, but I do think they had some puppeteer.
Did they have some? They'll have definitely had some for like eyeline placement and things like that as well, so that Dennis Quaid knew where he were looking. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I think now we're spoilt with stuff with dragons and that in because there's been that many films and TV series, like especially with Game of Thrones, and the amount of dragons that are in Game of Thrones nowadays that. I thought the CG was really good and it came across quite well.
Yeah, it was good for its time, yeah.
Definitely for its time. Because you're talking 97, so it's only a few years after like Jurassic Park, where a lot of Jurassic Park was done physically.
Yeah.
And the effects stand up nowadays, and that's always the thing with Jurassic Park, the original one. The effects stand up because they were done practically. And there's always that worry with CGI stuff that it can look really dated, but I think they pulled it off in this.
Yeah.
And I think so. I was never sat there thinking, "Oh, I'm watching a CGI dragon." It looked realistic, and it looked like it was actually there. Who knows? They might have unreared one just for filming purposes. It's a sad film. We've established that. What other films make you cry? There's not many.
There's a lot of Disney ones.
Is it mainly like the old school Disney? Like is it like Beauty and the Beast potentially?
Beauty and the Beast makes me cry, even though I know the ending. Fox and the Hound, Rescuers.
That episode of Futurama.
Futurama.
If anyone wants to know which episode of Futurama it is,
Jurassic Park,
yeah. And it's a very specific thing that happens in that. And I remember you showed me that episode, and we had a thing, didn't we, where we were like, we should just watch something that we know makes us cry. And
I didn't cry this time though, watching this. I was quite proud of myself.
No, but then back then with Jurassic Park, I watched Armageddon. We watched Armageddon, and I Armageddon ruins me every single time I watch it.
Hope Floats make me cry. Makes me cry as well.
See, I don't think I've seen Hope.
Yes, you have.
Is this one of them that I've seen and you've shown me? And
You've watched it with me. You were crying as well.
Which one is it?
It's with Sandra Bullock, and her husband takes her onto a game show. A friend takes her onto a game show to tell her that she's sleeping with her husband, and then they go live with her mom, and then something happens to her mom.
I probably have seen it.
Her dad turns up, and she tries to go with the dad. The child goes with the child.
Oh yeah, yes, I do remember it now. Yeah, it is terrible. Is that did make me cry? But I will cry at all. Yeah. So it is pathetic. I tend to get it like films like I say, Armageddon always gets me. Green Mile. What are you shaking your head at?
That don't make me cry.
Oh, Green Mile is horrific for making me cry. And it's even though I know what's coming, it's like that whole final scene is just gut-wrenching. And then, go on.
I thought it was.
What, go on then.
Land Before Time.
Land Before Time. See, I can't remember, I don't think that got me.
It's not the bit, it's not that specific bit that makes me cry, it's a bit afterwards.
I know I'm bad with E.T. E.T. will, and I know you hate E.T., don't you?
Yeah.
See, I love E.T. and I've cried every single time I've watched E.T.
I'd kick until he were dead.
And the thing is, yeah, but then I'd cry because you'd killed E.T. But the thing is, E.T. gets me every time, and it's one of those films. It's one of those where
just dead.
If you play a small section of that final scene, the bit where E.T. says, "I'll be right here," and music that's playing in background, oh my god, every single time that gets me.
I'll be right here.
There we go. That's Dragonheart. It made me cry. I'd not seen it before. You recommended it. You asked me if I'd seen Dragonheart, and I'd not, but now I have, and I'm glad I have. I'd give it, if I were giving it a star rating, I think I'd put it out of 5. I think I'd give it 4 stars. What are you thinking?
I thought you were doing out of 10.
No, out of 5, I'd do it. I think I'd give it 4 stars. I think I'd give it 4 stars because it was gut wrenching at the end. It's cheesy in parts, but it's a fun little story. It's not overly long. I think what an hour and 40. But it were enjoyable. I thought great characters, good voice performance from Sean Connery. I think I could listen. Sean Connery's got one of those voices that I could just listen to for ages. Like that part could have easily been played by Anthony Hopkins.
No.
Do you not think so?
No.
Do you not think Anthony Hopkins would have been able to?
No, Sean Connery all the way.
Is that
no difference?
Is that only because?
No.
Fair play. But that's your Dragonheart. Sean Connery's your Dragonheart, isn't he?
Well, yeah.
But I just think that Anthony Hopkins would have portrayed it in a very, very similar way.
No, I don't.
All right, Sean Connery's going nowhere. Well, actually, no, he has gone. That probably makes it a little bit sadder now that Sean Connery's up in the stars as well. That's episode 3 of the Have You Seen podcast wrapped up. So now I am throwing it open. I want you to give me a film. I want somebody to suggest something. I want you to send me a message. I'll put my email address on the podcast episode so you can see it. You can get me on all the socials. You can see the posts that I'm putting on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. I'll put all the links on there. Drop me a message or drop it onto the socials and just say Dave, have you seen, and stick a film on. put something down, I'll pick something, and if you want, we can get you on and we can record, we can watch the film either separately or together or whatever. We can watch it, we can come on, we can record, and we can have a chat about it. And then in the process of chatting with you, I'll suggest something that you might not have seen, and you can watch something brand new as well. So that's the Have You Seen podcast. That's what it's all about. Join in, get involved, like this podcast, like it, subscribe to me. Let's have a bit of fun with it and see what we can be talking about on next week's episode. Thanks for listening.